Alright guys, welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 tutorial, and today we're going to talk about painting landscape and using material blends. This is a very important topic and can really be a rabbit hole to go down, but we're just going to cover the basics and I'm going to show you the quickest way to set this up that I have found. So without further ado, let's get started. The very first thing we're also going to learn in this video is how to download things from the Unreal Engine Marketplace. This is another thing that you should really be checking out, and if you don't know how to do this, you need to learn it today. So let's go ahead and show you guys. So first, just to get here, just in case you don't know how to get here, you just type in Unreal Engine Marketplace to Google, right? And then you click on the very first thing here, Unreal Engine 5 Marketplace. Then you're going to click sign in. It's going to go ahead and prompt you to sign in, and I've just signed into a blank account. This isn't my account, this is just a demo account. Then you'll see all of these assets here. There are many assets, thousands of assets that you can peruse and buy, and they're all really amazing. So I suggest you check out whatever you want and download whatever you need. But anyways, we're going to go here to the permanently free collection, and we're going to go ahead and scroll down, and we're going to get this Landscaping Pro auto generate. And we're just going to go ahead and then you'll click add to cart. Once you click add to cart, you'll then click checkout. You're going to agree to the terms and services, and it's going to go ahead and load your content. All right, so then to open it in the Epic Games Launcher, you'll just click here and click open in launcher. I'm not going to do this because I want to sign in on my own account, and I just wanted to show you guys this process. All right, so let's pretend that you didn't do that and you didn't have your stuff open. I'm going to go ahead and launch my Epic Games Launcher. Go to library, and as you can see, this is a whole bunch of stuff I got from the marketplace. Tons of stuff here. I even have some other stuff on my other accounts, but this is just a demo account. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead now and add that asset from the marketplace here to my project. So you just click add project, and I'm just going to add it to my tutorial. Boom, and it's going to go ahead and start adding this. But as you can see, you can even create games using a game template. They have a whole bunch of environments you can use and a whole bunch of free assets as well. While this is downloading, let's go ahead and actually go back to the marketplace just real quick, just to show you guys just the depth of stuff that's in here, because it's really nice. I mean, you could literally go, let's see, Dead Souls. See, like a Dead Souls game engine, for example, maybe. Let's see, maybe it's... You can get a medieval town, all the houses and taverns you need, some weird looking stuff, a spawning system for $10 is a pretty good thing. And what's nice about this too is let's say you know you're trying to build a game, and let's just say you don't know how to do something like quests, for example, right? Let's say I don't know how to do quests today. So I'm just gonna go to the permanently free collection here and type in quests. See what pops up. Boom, free, right? And then they even have a pro system as well. So if you like the free version, you can do that. Unlimited quests, right? Questing, quests, all of this stuff, right? So like this is what makes this so nice, right? The marketplace so nice is all of this free stuff, all of this stuff that you can use and just simply add it to your game. All right, so after you've added something to your game, this is now added. Let's go ahead and now look at the material blending tool. So essentially what material blending and layers are ways to essentially paint your landscape once you have a default landscape going. So I'm going to go ahead and just add some erosion and some changes to my surface here to try and create just some generic roughness caused generally by soil. And then maybe add some randomness with the noise map. Oops. And if you don't remember how to use these tools, I have a full video on how to use these. But essentially, I just created some generic landscape, and I'm just sculpting it just a little bit just to give it some roughness, and you'll see why in a second. Cool. All right, that looks fine for me. So now let's go ahead and talk about this paint tool. So this paint tool is going to allow you to now paint textures onto your generic landscape. So let's go ahead and pull up what I downloaded from the Unreal Engine 5 Marketplace, which is this right here. This is that Landscape 2.0 right here that I added to my project. I'm now going to go ahead and open that up and I'm going to go ahead and go to landscape right here. So again, that was ProPack, environment, landscape, landscape. Okay. Now, we're not going to talk about materials today. This is an entirely separate topic on how to create this. But just for today, we're going to look at how to use it. So I'm going to go ahead and select, make sure you select the parent here. I'm going to select the parent landscape. That's in my Outliner tab. If this isn't showing up for you, just go Windows, go to Outliner and check this box and it will pop up for you. As you can see. Anyways, I'm going to come here now and I'm going to scroll down to landscape material. Okay, so I'm going to go back, scroll this down a little bit. Now I'm going to take this material instance here. Make sure you do this. We'll talk about why later. But take the material instance, not the material, and you're going to drag that into this little landscape material square here. And it'll just take it a second to compile. Give it a second. It's rendering the image for me here. Boom, there it goes. All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and close my content drawer. And now I've added this landscaping blend here. So why is this good? As you can see, after I've added that, I now have a whole bunch of options here in my layers. So long story short, this essentially contains a whole bunch of different textures that you can now paint various parts of your landscape with. So if I come here for grass, for example, and I assign this to layer 1, and I can start assigning all of this stuff out here. And I do believe there might be a faster way to do this, but we won't go into that today. But as you can see, I can kind of assign all of this stuff here. And now I can actually go to various points in my map here and start painting the landscape. So let's say I don't like this rock. Let's say I want this to be a darker rock. I'm going to actually come here to this layer here. I can now alter my tool strength and my brush size just a little bit here and start sculpting this and making this just a little bit darker. And as you can see, this is what makes this so nice, is I can actually start painting across all of the various things here. Which I think is pretty neat. At the very end of this tutorial series, I plan on making an entire level for you all so you can kind of see how I do things. But yeah, this is essentially the idea of the landscape tool. And you can come here and paint. Sometimes you'll have just that stuff coming up there, struggling to just change the material a little bit, nothing to worry about. But yeah, just like this, you can go ahead and start sculpting your very own landscape, and it's a very nice texture there, as you can see. So that's essentially what this is, okay? And of course, you have all your various things here. If you wanted to paint, I don't know, a star, for example, whatever reason, or excuse me, not a star, the square here, or paint something like this, for example. Right, you have all various different shapes you can paint here. You wanted to make one plane specifically something, right? You can do that as well. But just like that, these all work the same. You can also smoothen out and do some blending here as well. So let's talk about that. So let's say I have a material here. Let's say I paint this grass texture here, right? I'm gonna paint this nice, actually I'm using the smooth tool. I'm gonna paint this nice and heavy here, right? Now, as you can see, you really can't tell when like this goes to this, right? It's very like abrupt. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, here, I'm going to slow down my camera. As you can see here, this is very abrupt in how it changes. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to smoothen this out, meaning blend these layers together a little bit. So that way it's not such an abrupt change. Do you see how now that blends together very nicely? That's all done with this smoothing tool, which allows you to kind of blend the layers together. So now you have this nice consistent blend between the materials versus just, you know, I'll change it back to what it was, just one material than the next, right? So that's kind of what these tools do up here. Noises, again, is randomness, so it kind of just adds random dirt. But as you can see, this is what I'm talking about when I say blending, right? I'm blending, oops, I didn't mean to do that much, but I'm blending these materials together here, and it allows me to create an even more sophisticated looking material texture here, which looks really, really, really cool. And that's one of the greatest things about this and how you can generate really, really nice looking landscapes. So yeah, alright guys, so that's pretty much just the bare bones basics here of how to use the blend tool. Again, I'm going to go into a more in-depth discussion about this, actually probably in the next video. because there are some other things I'd like to talk about this. But again, if you're just trying to get started and get some blending going on and start painting your landscape, that's how you do it. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you all in the next one.